Hey, welcome to The Explainer. You ever stop and think about why you chose one brand over another, even when they seem pretty much identical? Well, today we're diving deep into the powerful psychology behind marketing, and we're going to reveal why our buying decisions are rarely as logical as we like to think.
All right, let's dive right in with a super simple example. Take a look at these two bottles of water. Chemically speaking, they are almost the same thing. They both do the exact same job. They hydrate you. So why do we see one as being higher quality? Why might one even taste better to us? The difference, as you've probably guessed, isn't actually in the water. It's all in the story, the marketing.
And look, this stuff isn't just theory, right? Getting this wrong has huge real-world consequences. Just take a look at what happened to Tropicana. Back in 2009, they rolled out a big rebrand that people absolutely despised, and it led to a mind-blowing $20 million drop in sales. And get this, that was in just 1 month. Yeah, they switched back pretty fast.
So what on earth happened there? I mean, how can a simple box design cause such a complete disaster? Well, the secret is that the most effective marketing, the stuff that really works, it doesn't talk to our logical brain. Nope, it targets a completely different part of us, our emotions.
You know, this idea is actually summed up perfectly by a famous quote from J.P. Morgan. He said, "We have two reasons for doing anything, a good reason and the real reason. The good reason is the logical one, the one that sounds smart, the one we tell our friends. But the real reason? Well, that's the one that's actually pulling the strings, and it's almost always hidden and emotional." So this brings us to a really cool way to break down how we make these decisions. Think of every single purchase operating on 3 different levels. We might start with logic, the price, the features. But the thing that really gets you hooked is the emotion, how it's going to make you feel. And then the deepest level of all is identity. What does buying this say about me? And check this out, because it's a perfect example of how different brands play on these exact levels. Shein, they are all about logic. It's cheap, it's trendy, done. Ralph Lauren, though, they're selling you an emotion, that whole classic, preppy, elegant vibe. And Louis Vuitton, forget logic, forget emotion, they are selling pure, uncut identity. It's not a bag, it's a symbol.
So here's the bottom line, the thing you really need to remember. We buy on emotion. And then, only after we've already decided, we use logic, the features, the price, to justify that choice to ourselves and to everyone else.
Okay, so we've established that emotion is the real driver here. But now what? How do you actually use that information? Well, the key is to understand that a purchase isn't a single event. It's more like the finish line of a journey, and great marketing is all about knowing exactly where your customer is on that path. And thankfully, this journey has been mapped out for us. It's a classic marketing idea from a total legend, a copywriter named Eugene Schwartz, and it's called the 5 levels of awareness. It's all about tailoring your message perfectly to where your customer's head is at in that exact moment.
Now, these levels sound simple, but wow, are they powerful. Just think about it. Someone might start out completely unaware they even have a problem you can solve. Then they become problem aware, then solution aware, and so on. Your job as a marketer isn't just to scream, "Buy my product." It's to gently guide them from one stage to the next, all the way to the finish line.
All right, so you get the psychology, right? And you know where your customer is on their journey. The big question now is, how do you actually write the message? How do you craft something that cuts through all the noise out there and actually gets them to, do something?
This is a trap so many people fall into. They think they're selling a product, a thing, but they're not. Your real job as a marketer is to sell a message, a story, something that connects your product to their story, their needs, and who they want to be. And the absolute best way to do that is to follow a super simple, super powerful principle, the rule of 1. It's easy. Focus on just one reader, one big idea, one super clear offer, and one single action you want them to take. That's it. What this rule does is it forces you to be crystal clear. I mean, instead of trying to talk to everyone, you start talking to someone. And instantly, your message becomes more personal, more direct, and just way more persuasive. It's like you're having a real conversation instead of just shouting into a void.
So when you put all this together, the psychology, the journey, the messaging, you end up with some serious power, the power to persuade. And that brings us to a really, really important question. What are you going to do with that power?
This is so important to get. Marketing itself, all these techniques, they're like a hammer.
A hammer doesn't care if you're building a house or breaking a window. It's just a tool. It has no built-in morality. You can use this stuff to sell an amazing product that changes lives, or you can use it to sell junk. And that brings every single marketer to a crossroads, a choice. Are you going to use this knowledge to build real trust, to build relationships, and deliver actual value? Or are you going to use it to just manipulate people's desires for a quick buck? At the end of the day, this power is in the hands of whoever wields it. So whether you're building a brand or you're just a consumer who's a little more savvy now after watching this, the question is for you. What will you choose?